We're joined today with Coach Kyle Padgett, new head coach at Muncie Central, coming over from Centerville. Coach, first of all, what about the Muncie Central job interested you and made you put in for it?
It was it was kind of crazy how it all played out and happened. I didn't have intent, hadn't really thought about leaving Centerville. There were some things that happened. My wife and I and our three kids were all living on the east side of Indianapolis. So Centerville has not been a bad commute my first 6 years. And due to an incident in our neighborhood, we decided it's best to leave the east side, and we found a house on the north side of Indianapolis. So we moved up to the north side, which kind of really lengthened my commute. And if you know anything about 70, my drives home were 2.5, 3 hours some days. And I found a lot of cool country roads between here in Indianapolis and Centerville. But we were getting to a point where it's just getting really tough on our family with the move. But it was the best move for our family. And like I said, I hadn't really thought about leaving, and Muncie Central contacted me when their position became open and asked if I'd be interested in meeting and speaking about it. And when I met with their administration, I kind of saw their vision and the things they wanted to do. And I thought it was something that I could be a part of. But I love Centerville. I absolutely love my kids, my players, my students. The administration out here is incredible. If I lived closer, I doubt I ever would have left. This place whoever comes in next should move here and stay here because it's a great place to be. But with, my life circumstances and with the vision that Muncie Central had, it was enticing to me. And I went over and walked around with administration and thought, this is, something I could be a part of. And the kids there are hungry and starved for organization and structure. And that's something I'm looking to bring to them, and just been really excited to get going.
Now, during your time at Centerville, you guys had quite a bit of success, both regular season and postseason a little bit. What made those teams special for you, and does that validate some of the things you think that you'll be able to bring and talk about at Muncie Central?
Yeah, I mean, I was at Cena for years before I came out to Centerville, where I played under legend Ott Hurley, and went and played college football, moved back home, become a teacher after college. And Coach Hurley asked me to come back, start coaching. The stuff I learned as a high school football player from Coach Hurley, and then as an assistant coach under him, have just been very valuable to me in life. And got to the point where I thought, man, I wish other kids got to experience this. And I decided I wanted to go and try and take the things I learned there and still them at another culture at another school. And Centerville's, we played them in the sectional in 2013. And I told my wife after that if it ever opened up, I was going to give it a shot. And she loves flea markets and stores. So this is a great place for her. But so we came out here, and it was a program that had been struggling. Mm-hmm. Kids were great kids that were just weren't put in positions to be successful previously. And when I came in and set the standards, they started reaching them, and we established the weight program and really got that going, and it just really took off from there. The community bought in, and it was just a great experience. And there hadn't been a lot of postseason success. They never played in the sectional championship till I got here, and we were able to pull that off this year. And it was really cool for the community as a whole to get to experience that. In our school, just the buzz and everything that came when the football program is doing well, it really sets the year off right. And I think it helps your whole school culture. We got an incredible band out here at Centerville. We kind of tied everything together, got our band involved, and the kids started supporting each other, and you just see it spread, and just made the culture out here altogether better. And that's something that I want to include at Muncie Central. And I think it was a special thing where you start seeing these kids supporting each other. Mm-hmm. Everything they do in it. And I think I'm biased, but I think it all started with the weight program and our strength and conditioning program. We have over 100 kids showing up Monday through Thursday mornings, working out together, wrestling, football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball. And that really spreads. And once again, that's something we're going to try and take over to Muncie Central and get it going there, and just really build a community of where the kids support each other and root for each other.
Well, I was going to say Muncie Central, from the outside looking in, kind of reminds me a lot about Centerville when you first got there. you had some athletes, mixed success at best, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
How much does it help that you've already gone through this once before, and that is a program up there at Muncie Central that is hungry for some success?
It's huge because I now know what worked and what didn't. I have a blueprint, and it's some things that I tried that maybe weren't very successful and didn't pay off. I now know not to spend some time on, and but I do think I see what it takes to turn a culture around and to get rid of apathy and the mediocre mindset and really just help kids believe in themselves. A lot of kids don't realize what they're capable of when they work together, and that's something that I've got to go through once here, and it's something I definitely think we can bring to Muncie. It's crazy what is already happening over there with our weight program. My first day, 3 weeks ago on a Monday, we had 6 kids show up after school, and yesterday we had 38.
Wow.
Where it just took someone being there and setting the standard. This is what we do. This is how we're going to do it. And the kids are hanging out in the locker room. And yesterday our helmets came in, and kids are waiting to run around and help us put the helmets up, and then to have something to be a part of and be around. And really that's what it is just getting over there, building relationships and getting kids excited to be a part of something bigger than themselves.
And if that's happening now, before you're in the building full time, I can only imagine what's going to happen this summer when you're up there all the time.
I can't wait. Can't wait to get going.
Who are some kids that fans and others should be on the lookout for up at Muncie Central this season?
Well, we got the one thing I noticed when I first got there that's been really awesome. A lot of multi-sport athletes. And at a small school, I'm used to that. At a bigger school, I was kind of interested to see how that's going to go. So I haven't got to spend a lot of time with a lot of our kids, but I've been very impressed with the kids that are playing baseball and running track that are still coming over to weights and our spring ball practices. But we return our quarterback, Trenton French, who statistically is not going to really make you blow your mind, but just talking to him and spending time with him, watching film and getting going. The kid is hungry. He actually visited Indiana State yesterday. Play college football. Great young man, 3.8 GPA. If anybody's watching, looking to recruit somebody. But he's going to be great. He's really looking to get in a leadership role and get going. And then we have an extremely talented sophomore class. But I also forgot to mention Titus Waters is going to be senior, semi-state qualifier for wrestling. A tank of a young man. And the senior class isn't very big, but they do have some kids that have gone through 3 and 24 in the 3 years. That's who I'm really wanting to get this thing to take off for. But we have a very talented sophomore class. I think they're going to end up being around 20 of them. But Marvin McClinton started last year on the defensive line. I'm looking at him being a 2-way lineman for us because he's just going to be too good to take off the field. And that'll be the same with Titus Waters, really. But they return a lot of guys. Landon Pointer, who got some carries at running back and started at linebacker. You've got Leo Boyd, who started on the offensive side. I can go down a list. They returned 7 starters on offense and 6 on defense. But you had let's see here. I got my roster out. But there's quite a few returned kids. Quentin Lowe, who started on the offensive side and started some on defense. DeMarcus Cole was the leading receiver last year. He returns. Jacob Cook as a backup quarterback and kicker, who I'm going to look to expand a little more on the offensive side for us. Ashton Chambers is a senior that returns at wide receiver. Orlando Golston is a sophomore that got a lot of playing time last year on the defensive side. Chase Ball will be probably looking at starting at the at linebacker position, and then probably moving to some tight end. And like I said, there's 20. I could go down the whole list here. They returned 2 starting linemen with Heath Logan and Javante Hawkins. So that's one thing that was enticing to me is they went 1-9. They struggled a lot, but they return a lot of players. Got a lot of playing time last year and won't have to adjust to varsity speed. So those kids are going to be ready, and they're they're going to have to adjust to a new system, both on the offensive and defensive sides, but they're physically ready. We just got to work on the mental part of it.
Well, Coach, anything else?
Really, I just really excited to get going over there. I was actually I was talking with our, this sounds silly, I'm talking about band on our football interview, but I was talking with our band director over here at Centerville, who was telling me how good the Muncie Central band is. And for me, it's just been fun getting over there and seeing how excited the students and community are for change. While they haven't been a football school, I know they're known for basketball. I do think there are a lot of people in that community that value the football program and want it to be good. And I just can't wait to dive in a little more and be in the building next year and really get going. But what I can tell you is we've got a lot of kids coming back to play that are hungry to learn the game of football. And, it's going to show on the field next year, I think, in our style of play and how we compete.
Coach Padgett, we wish you all the best at Muncie Central, and thanks for joining us today to talk a little bit about your new role up there and to look back on your time at Centerville.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.